Hello, hello. Welcome to the live chat. Okay. All right. I'm still having trouble with my slides. I am so confused by this, but you know what? I have found an alternative route to get there, so we're still good. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy Hump Day. Today is Hump Day. Today is Wednesday. And I just want you guys to know everything went very well yesterday. Minimal amount of swelling, right? Just a hint of Elmer Fudd. I hear just a slight rascally wabbit in my voice. And I slept very well. I'm feeling good. And I think we should get to it. Anyway, everything was very successful. So I am so glad. All right. Oh, Marion Owens, I'm very well, thank you. So I'm doing something different today. I'm using two different screens. I'm using like my old computer and I'm using a newer computer. And that older computer, I mean, the newer one seems to have cured my slide issues. So I don't know. It may be time to put the old one out to pasture. But anyway, if it wasn't for the Sussex squad, I wouldn't have a what is this? It's a notebook computer. I wouldn't have a notebook computer as a backup because you know what? These things, um, they process a lot of information, and even with all the updates, you still have like periods of lag time and such because as more and more programs go online, I won't bore you with the details, but um, it can cause your older electronic devices to become not obsolete, but just slower. They can't deal with the processing so much information. So thank goodness for the squad because early on, I didn't know that this channel was going to do anything. And so I was able to go and upgrade to another computer. The screen is smaller, but I needed something that would, be fast and reliable. So the older one has its good days and bad days. So thank you for that, Sussex Squad. You guys did this for the channel. As I said, everything goes right back into the channel, and it seriously does. So, yeah, it makes it possible for this to happen. So thank you all. Thank you for the over 4.5 million views. Yeah, that also makes everything possible. So let's see. Let me say hello to Church Nellie, Mary Hiker, Lydia, Lydia Washington. Hello. Um, let's see. Adrian Burrows and Anna Espinoza. Hey, where's that new sheriff in town? Wasn't there a new sheriff? Wasn't someone deputized the other day? Hello, Karen. How are you? Yeah, next stop obstetrician. I'm sorry, obstetrician. Oh, see, I spoke too fast about how well I can speak today. But yeah, it is. I am overdue actually. I am overdue. Let's see. Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves. Hello, Diana Ware. Welcome to the live chat. Crystal J. Beverly Hardy wants to say hi to everyone, so let's help her out. Uh Loki Jr.'s mom. Okay. Cool, cool. Hello. Okay, welcome, welcome. Rosa Roberts. Kenetha Ash, welcome. All right. Looks like everybody's here. Okay. And Fancy Fancy. Hi. Black Queen, welcome to the live chat. Okay, so let's see if I can make this work. I'm doing something a little different today. Uh oh my goodness, where do I want to start? I guess this one. These may be a bit out of order. I'm just so surprised that it's working. You know what I mean? Uh but yeah, so you may recognize Lord have mercy. Listen to me, recognize. um, I sound like Eddie Murphy doing that buckwheat character, right? You may recognize. This is gonna be weird. Um, but I have to tell you, when the Novocaine wore off, oh my goodness, when the Novocaine wore off. But I'm gonna say one more thing about my trip to the dentist. Usually, I tend to run a fever after a dental visit. I don't know why. I just usually tend to run a fever. I got a little hot yesterday and then it went away. I took a Tylenol and everything was fine. I think when you're healing, sometimes it can make you a little feverish. But that last time when the Sussexes was in New York, I don't know if I told you guys this, but while I was doing making videos, at one point I had a fever of like 101. I woke up and I was just soaked. And someone asked me, they said, "Did you think it was, the big C?" But no, because I know I know my body and I know how I respond to stuff like that. So I knew exactly what it was. So anyway, that's enough of all that who shot John. And in case you don't recognize that colorful colloquium, who shot John, well, who shot John is just a way of saying you have taken a roundabout way to tell a story that really should not have been that long. So that's what who shot John means. So when I say that's enough of that who shot John, that doesn't mean anybody has been gravely injured. It's just saying step it up. Next, move on to the next thing. So that's it. How many people we got? Wow, 367 already. That is so cool. Uh nice. I'm feeling good about today. All right. I just want to get one little thing up here for you guys. So yesterday I don't know how it happened or how it led to that, but some of you all, and I'm not going to name any names. I'm not going to name any names, but some of you all really made me blush. I was so embarrassed. And you all know who you were, right? I mean, to tell you, I felt like I was like the MC at the Chippendale Dancers Review. It just got weird. And then I said to myself, is it a full moon? No, I don't think so. Serendipity? Possibly. But yeah, it just got weird all of a sudden. So I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on you all today because the thing is, I can't bail anybody out of jail. I don't have the resources for that. Oh, this is so cool. I could use two computers at one time. I could use the old dusty one and the newer one, and they work in tandem. Shut the front door. This is so cool, you guys. I just discovered. I love when I learn something new. Okay. So, anyway. Oh, no, Lynn, we're not going to go there again. We had enough of that yesterday. And believe me, all of that was quite by chance. Random photos to celebrate Prince Harry, and it turned into some type of hen party. So, yeah, we won't go there again. I don't think I could take it. But I tell you what, if you guys missed yesterday, you really missed a fun time. It just kind of evolved. It was quite organic and it was very much fun. So, um, yeah. Anyway, and then you know what? It was a nice warm up for me to go to my dental appointment, which I have to tell you, the dentist. It was a lady doctor, and she was really good. She was very very good. She like talked me through it, and the next thing I know, she's like, "Okay, we're done." Okay, was the best show ever. I enjoyed the. Why do I feel weird saying that out loud? I enjoyed the Wienermobile. I am sure Prince Harry and those gray denim jeans. I sure love Prince Harry in those gray denim jeans. Yeah. Okay. So, uh, yeah, I kind of, I, I don't know what to say. I laughed so much, but I had to like clear my airways. My nose was running big time. And then of course there was, the chicken hawk or whatever. I don't even know what that bird is. I mean, to me, I mean, I can barely make distinguish one from the other. I see two old birds on TV. I mean, on the on the screen, I'm looking at two old birds. I really can't tell one from the other. Um, but yeah, it wasn't me. I'll just say that it wasn't me, but somebody thought it would be fun to I guess put a little crown on I don't even, what kind of bird is that? What kind of bird is that? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm a little numb on one side. I'm still a little numb, but I'm managing. I I had nothing but like I was terrified. Not that I'm afraid of pain. It's just that long healing process is what wears me down. And so when I woke up this morning, my mouth tastes like a skid mark, right? Um, and I'm not sure if it's a skid mark on the street or the other kind of skid mark, the kind that you whisk out. But my mouth tastes like a skid mark. And I felt, that kind of feverish, I'm healing kind of feeling. And then when I got up, drank coffee, had breakfast, then I was just like, okay, I could do this. I got this. So here I am. But thank you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, I immediately cracked up when I saw and said to myself, these people are so desperate for attention, publicity. There was no mention of the photo in the article. Can we say clickbait? Okay, now I want to know what that one is because I got some stuff lined up. But anyway, I guess when I get to it, you guys can, I don't know, refresh my tea. Yeah, when I get to whatever you were just talking about, just go ahead and refresh my tea and then I'll get into it. So let's see. Let me remove that and make sure I don't need anything from that slide from yesterday. And we'll start with this one again next. So, apropos of yesterday, I started going through my archive of photos. And I started thinking cougar, cougar, cougar. That's what I was kind of getting from you guys yesterday. I felt like the cougars were roaming the forest. So, in recognition of that, I decided to call you guys out with a couple of little photos here because, again, you guys know who you are. Yes, it was like there was rodeos, and it's so odd because you never picture cougars roaming around the rodeo. But yeah, for some reason I thought about Stella. I thought about Stella, and I thought about you guys, and I was just like, okay, I'll throw a couple of those on there. That ought to make them blush. I'll embarrass them just a little bit with a reminder of that major motion picture, that box office success, how Stella got her groove back. Yeah, so you guys know who you are. Again, you know who you are. So, and it all started, just for you guys who don't know, it all started because of Harry showing up at the rodeo. And the next thing I know, I'm hearing people mention chaps and a big belt buckle and all kind of stuff. And I was just like, is this Royal Sussex? I should go back and turn the comments off on the other ones because I don't know. Some of you ladies may want to run for public office in the future, and You all may want to run for public office, and it'd be a shame to have any of this stuff, you know, yeah, you know what? This is the reason why I never buy magazine, newspaper, or anything with titles to do with the Sussexes. It's always clickbait. These people are getting more and more desperate. Lily Bell, you have beat me to it because I was going to talk about that later, actually. There's a few desperate headlines that I just saw, and I'm just like, it's almost as though it's in tandem. They're trying to uh, the Sussexes has been getting too much positive press, and like you say, they're getting more and more desperate. So we'll talk about that later. I know some of you asked, suggested for me to do a live. Oh my God, you have no idea the amount of things I say and ended up delete, and more delete. Well, I have to, okay. I was nervous about the live because there's so many things that you can say and you can't pull it back. And so for that reason, I was a bit terrified of going live. And people suggested that I should go live. And I knew that if I would go live, then I probably wouldn't do as many of the edited videos because, um, pure UYT Entertainment Team Sussex. Okay, let's call it pure YT. You know how much goes into editing a video. And there are some people that have been hypercritical of not just myself, but several other squatties on the YouTube with channels. People have been hypercritical, not realizing exactly how much work goes into this. And even going live, you have to research, source things. You have to make sure that you got the proper information and such, so not to embarrass yourself and misinform people. So there's still a lot of work to do. You really have to do a lot of combing of the Twitter sphere and other sources to make sure that you have material. And so this is something that I've pretty much done every day. And so a long time ago, I committed to do a daily upload. And pretty much I have, and sometimes more than one, which is how I've managed to do over 400 videos in 10 months. 400 videos in 10 months. So yeah, I have been busy. So let's see here. Church Nelly says, "Sorry, Bright Eyes, didn't mean to hide you." Yep, okay. And Black Cougar, welcome. Haven't seen you here for a while. Yes, the Cougs, the Cougars. Yep, okay. Baron, here's a good laugh for you. People magazine has an article out today entitled "Prince Charles and Camilla Keep a Sweet Portrait of Prince Harry and Meghan's Wedding in Living Room." Really? I would love to believe that. But we all know how the Windsors like to shuffle things about at their convenience. So as much as I would love to believe that, I can't buy that one. You know, yeah, yeah, sure. They probably bring it out when there's people of color coming over, and then as soon as they leave, it's removed by a footman. So who even has a footman nowadays? But I guess some people do. Okay. So, all right, Baron. We maybe cougars, but we not blind or dead. We know eye candy when we see it. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. Show some hands. Should I refresh everybody's memories with the um images from yesterday? No, let's not do that. Let's just move on. We had a feel of it yesterday. Okay. But yeah, there you are. There's Prince Charming. And again, just to slightly embarrass you all today, the morning after the party that you all had, I figured I'd just oh, put those thumbs down. I mean, I'm sure all y'all saw the video, but let me see if I even have that one near. Okay, do I? Oh, what do you know? I do have it. Do I? No, I don't. I think I took it away. So not to be tempted to use it again. Yes, that's exactly what happened, you guys. I think I took it away. Lest I should be tempted to show them again. So there you have it. I don't even have them available. And then, of course, Harry's book deal. Harry has a book coming out soon this year. Now, some people said the book may actually show up after the Jubilee. I don't think they set a firm date for the book, but the book is coming, and um, a lot of people are nervous about it. I'm of the opinion that the book is just going to set the record straight about Harry's evolution. I mean, Harry's not a liar, right? So when Harry says it's I forgot how they titled it, but it was something to do with Harry becoming a man or the man that he is today, however they couched it at the time. And so that being said, hey world traveler, I don't suspect that Harry is going to in any way embarrass anyone in that family, but he will tell his truth very much the same way that Prince Charles told his truth. When he didn't he write a book? Was it a book or was it like a essay or something? Anyway, when I think Prince Charles wrote, yeah, he wrote the book, I think. When Prince Charles put his feelings into writing, then at the time, it's just like with the Oprah Winfrey interview with the Sussexes. It wasn't vastly different from the Oprah Winfrey interview with the Duchess of York. But with the Sussexes, they love to throw around the word bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. Okay, here in the UK, it's all the BS about Charles connecting with Harry. Yesterday, the IWD, we had Camilla hosting women at Clarence House, copying Meghan again with the sprinkling of black women thrown in to look diverse. I saw that photo. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. And so, as I decided to tease you all today, I threw in a couple of more photos of Harry, you know, and the Duchess of Sussex, just to kind of, you know, mess with y'all a little bit. So after this, we are gonna move on. So, okay, ladies, put your dollars away. We're gonna go on to some other stuff. Chippendales is closed for business today. Okay, this is just a random, but I could not resist. You probably recognize this governor, this former governor from Alaska. As you know, she went around New York City. Yes, it doesn't really reference anything that we're talking about, but I'm just being shady. She went around New York City breathing all over people after allegedly having tested positive. Yes, and I'm starting to think, is it just me? I'm starting to think she's had a little work done. I mean, my rear tires are under less pressure. She's had a little work done. I mean, that face is what has she done to her face? I remember she was just reaching that point where she was starting to develop some lines and fissures and such. Now all of a sudden everything is pulled tight. Everything has been pulled tight. Now, either she has some filler and a big zip tie in her hairline somewhere, or she is morphing into Wayland Flowers and Madam. Oh, I wouldn't mind meeting her though. It would be so interesting to meet her face to facelift. Get it? Face to facelift. Anyway, um, okay, I am so proud of her. I am so proud of her. As you know, Melba Wilson is like the darling of the New York restaurant community. I am elated, she says, to sit in for Kelly Ripa today. Uh, she's on the live with Kelly and Ryan, right? Suggested that I hit you with one of my sweet potato pies if you join us today. Melba's in Harlem. Well, it's Melba's Harlem. That's what it says in the. Anyway, you see it up there. You will receive a free mini grandma's sweet potato pie on us with every entree ordered, dine in or with delivery. Now, as you can see, there's a spread of Melba's delicious chicken, and there's some sweet potatoes, and there's some greens. Love those collard greens. And those look like little mini apple pies and macaroni and cheese. And anyway, that's Melba's. Now, you can also see her down there with Sherry Shepherd, and there's Nick Cannon, and of course, there's I think Melba is so beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. So, Melba had the opportunity to co-host today. She is an absolute natural. Yes, Black Cougar. She needs to franchise her restaurants because I'm telling you, I had the chicken and waffles, and I asked the girl, I'm like, "What is this?" She said, "It's strawberry butter." Strawberry butter. Oh my goodness. It was so good. The wings were so big, I was afraid that the chicken that they took them from was going to just come up and peck on my shoulder and say, "Hey, I need those. What are you doing?" I wouldn't have fought because the chicken obviously is as big as a trucker. So, but it was absolutely delicious. Um, Win-win. And if I find myself in the neighborhood, I will definitely go back to Melba's. Okay, I think it's on 114th and oh gosh, what is the other cross street? I don't recall, but yeah, great food. Let me see here. I have got President Obama. Maybe they would have voted for a white woman vice black man. Is that it? Okay. Let me see. Whatever work that former governor had done on her face isn't working. She looks like a hot mess. Oh, by the way, you guys, I told you there's a new sheriff in town. Meet Sheriff Cookies and Cream. She ain't having it. Meet Sheriff Cookies and Cream. She's a new moderator. So I'm not telling y'all how to act, but she watching you. So um there's a new sheriff in town. If you guys hear the faint sound of the theme music from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that's because there's a new sheriff in town. Do 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 do, wah wah wah. Do 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 do, wah wah wah. Yep. So if you know how Clint Eastwood's operate, I'm telling y'all, be on your best behavior. Be on your best behavior. You guys thought you were like being monitored by Church Nellie with her Bible with the little flask inside of it. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, there's somebody else in town today, so you guys are covered um, all over the place. Okay, so continuing with that, let's see. How do I do that? Do I move over here? Yes, no. Yes, there we go. So there's a little snap from the show today. I am elated. Okay, I already used that, but I used that same photo twice. But there she is with Ryan Seacrest. And I don't know who that is in the back. I forgot her name. But so yeah, I'm so proud of her. You guys have no idea how proud I am of Melba right now. Now, I tried to meet Melba, and before I could speak to her. She was already with a camera crew sitting in those same seats where she talked to the Sussexes. Well, before I know it, she had like zipped past the doorway and they said she's gone and they don't know when she'll be back. So um, I didn't get a chance to meet her, but because I expressed so much interest in Melba, the waitress actually brought me a piece of coconut cake. It was so buttery and delicious and moist, and I couldn't eat it, so she just put it in the bag for me to take back to the hotel where I collapsed on the bed and slept for hours after eating at Melba's. So sorry guys, I don't know how else to put it besides using all of the delicious details of my meal at Melba's. Okay, Melba should come to Dallas Fort Worth halfway for Meghan and Harry to stop off here instead of going all the way to New York. F should, yes, soul food, hookup and rodeo, perfect. Absolutely, Diane Hawkins. I mean, this is though I could hop on a red eye and just wait for them to open tomorrow. Yeah, I love her. Okay, so this is the last slide for Melba, but I just wanted to share that with you guys because I am so intensely proud of her. All right, so there's our Duchess of Cornwall invited the rowers to tea at Clarence House to congratulate them on their fantastic achievement and heard the stories, including how Kat was diagnosed with cancer and wanted to take on the challenge to show that life can be lived in full with the disease. Well, that is quite admirable. And, I'm going to give credit to the Duchess of Cornwall because she's working a lot. She's being more visible. So she's earning that taxpayer money. But Duchess of Cornwall, please stop wearing those over the knee boots. When she wears those boots, I don't know if she's coming or going. I don't know which foot is left and which is right. So here you have a very touching story about these women only to be distracted by those GD boots that she keeps wearing. Sorry for swearing, but she keeps wearing those boots. Is she doing a dosey do? Is she coming? Is she going? I don't know. And it frustrates me. It's giving me too much to think about. It's bad enough that she has the nerves to put on that William Shakespeare era hat and that patchwork of a coat, but she keeps wearing those boots. And I'm sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick! I'm sick of those boots. Okay, so that's my meltdown for the day. Oh, so okay, you guys. I'm just being petty about the boots, but that's what I'm here for. We were just talking about this, weren't we? We were just talking about this. If there's the most unsafe place to be is between the Cambridges or Charles and his emotional support Camilla and black people. That's the dangerous place. That is the kill zone right there. Because if you get in between, you are going to cause them to miss their opportunity to pose with POC, people of color. Air quotes in air quotes. You are going to inhibit their chance to prove that they're not that kind of family. So do not get in their way. But somebody needs to step in. Some man in a gray suit needs to step in and beg the Cambridges to stop posing with other people's children, regardless of their ethnic heritage. Leave those children, not children, children, leave those children alone. The kids are not interested. They're not interested. So I don't know how this keeps happening. But I know the point is to show that they are there for all the people. All right, I'm not gonna fault them for that. But leave the kids alone. Those kids, I don't know if they're horrified, terrified, or just plain not interested. But we keep seeing this popping up again and again. It is, um, I think they're overdoing it. It's too much. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's when she went to go and do the rugby thing where she's got her hands in the air, it's like she's making a mockery of humanity by this constant cosplaying and these like outings where she is literally posing for the camera, and we are supposed to pretend as though that's not exactly what's happening when everybody knows that is play acting, and they're not even good at it. It'd be different if they were good at it. But if you have the tabloid press there to back you up, I guess you can get away with anything. Black Queen, you know I was being sarcastic. It's my segue into sarcasm. You know I was being sarcastic. Uh, it's as though it makes it okay. Mhm. Okay, well, I am sick. I'm just sick of it. I've had my fill of it. Leave these kids alone. Stay away from other people's cheering. And then, of course, there was that day she tried to hypnotize that girl. I don't know if she's practicing for her trip to the Caribbeans or what. Maybe she figured if she could practice hypnotism here, that if somebody tries to get her over there, she can beat them to it. Maybe that's the point. Maybe she's trying to hone her skills using hypnotism and such here. So, I mean, over there. So that when she gets to the Caribbean, in case somebody tries to put the whammy on her or gives her the stink eye, she can beat them to it. I don't think she needs a lot of practice to make her face animated, but maybe she thinks she does, and that's all that matters. But oh, those poor children. Those poor children, and they are just not the least bit interested in the fact that, they don't care. This should backfire, and it just doesn't. And then, of course, there's that old photo. I want to say that photo is from like maybe 10 years ago or something like that. Um, if you think that Prince William is worried, you should consider how a lot of people are feeling that, see these photos. I don't get the point. Those Cambridges are not good with children. I mean, you have a staff of people to care for your own kids at home, and it's like, okay, there's thousands of photos that are taken of them at any given time. Only a handful make it to the press. And out of that handful, it's incredible how many of them look just like this and this. Occasionally she'll smile, but then mostly there's these unguarded moments that seem to make it into circulation. And I don't know if they're just messing with her or if they are literally just honestly showing you what the outcome was. But yeah, there's plenty of these. I would love to see Kate's kids around black kids and how many black kids they know or have they got black friends. Oh, what if one of those kids marry someone of color? That would be so interesting. That'd be so cool actually. I mean, it would be enough to really test this love of people of color, wouldn't it? Have any ever been invited to George or Charlotte's birthday parties at Kensington Palace? That's a good question. I would like to know that myself. And then, of course, you remember that occasion. Bye. That was when those kids were just like, "Bye." They could not wait to get that girl up out of there. She interacted as long as she could, and then after she heard them say something about Meghan and Harry, I think that really, you know, that Rapunzel hair just dropped. That Rapunzel mermaid hair just collapsed at that point. And then I love this kid. I love this kid. I tell you, I don't know if this kid has a tuition. I don't know if he has a tuition, but if he does, I would love to make a contribution because it was one thing that he seemed completely disinterested in the fact that the Duchess of Cambridge was near. But do you guys remember that epic gesture that he made? Did anybody remember? Think about that for a second. As a Brit from the Commonwealth, I'm not impressed with this. Let Kate contact Harry and Meghan publicly, um, correct the lies by the press, and will be, let me see, will believe they like people of color. Okay, got it. People of color. Yeah, they have every opportunity to set the record straight. I'm waiting for a gay kid. Love is love in my book. Well, William had that situation where they were asking him, and he said that if he found out that any of his kids were gay, he wouldn't love them any less. I remember they went on and on and on about that. So I don't know. After they made that animated series on HBO, maybe they already are, accepting that situation. Well, seriously, um, maybe that animated series on HBO, maybe that's exactly why they made that. I mean, sometimes it can be very obvious early in life, and maybe that's the case. So there may be someone in the future on the throne that will push the boundaries. I hope that happens. I'm upset that the kids look scared. Body language of these kids. Yes, please let the body language experts deal with this situation. Okay, so you guys don't. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm alluding to. Um, that animated series and maybe there's been some discussion about it. So, no shade. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying that may already be a factor. So time will tell. Time will tell. And especially in this day and age, kids are exposed to so much information that they at a certain point when it's obvious and when he really knows himself, then in the future maybe there will be something said about it. So either way, let him have a normal, healthy childhood. All of those Cambridge kids, I hope they grow up as normal as possible. Let me see. Black kids don't go to the same school as George and Charlotte. Not even black ambassadors' kids. They likely never met even the kids of the guy who Vane slept rough with. Oh, you're talking about that famous um, I slept rough with a black man? Yeah, probably not even his kids. Yeah, William was very adamant that everybody knows that he slept rough with a black man. Okay, so let's get to the gesture. This kid made the most epic gesture. He threw up the deuces. I love that. This kid is a baller. This kid threw up the deuces. Like, peace. Peace out, your highness. Peace. I mean, just a little baller. He just threw up the deuces like, hey, I'm telling you, I want to contribute to his what do you call it? To his education. I want to contribute to that. This kid, every time I see this photo, and look at Jazz hands trying to figure out like what? I said deuces. That's what I said. Bet. I love that. And the other kid is just like, "Why is she here?" This is why I say they gotta stop doing this. This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for them. I am embarrassed for them. Those kids sure look like hostages, don't they? Sure enough. Uh, I don't know why I did it. I just threw that in there, but yeah, those kids look like hostages. Sure enough. Okay, so that's that one. I'm done with those slides. Let me take a couple of comments here. In the meantime, let's go back to this one. There you are. Our Duchess, her first time going to an official event at the Westminster Abbey. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being rude. I didn't give you guys a chance to see that. I've shown this before, but you guys can take a look at that while I look at some comments here. Okay, Black Queen. That's why the royals are making an example of Harry to never do that again, marry another race, or leave the clan. Yep. He is being made an example of. He's literally being punished. There's another pro channel that features the couple called Audacity to Believe Positive Stories and Analysis. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out. I'm always interested in new channels for the Sussexes. That is a Sussex channel, right? Okay. Uh, there we go. Yeah, is that it? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Those kids look like you said Meghan and Harry aren't coming, so this is right, right. I want Meghan and Harry, and if they ain't here, I'm out. Peace out. Peace out. Oh man, you guys are off the chain today. That little boy has more spirit and soul than Kate ever had. Her whole 50 years. I meant 40 years. My bad. Yeah, she is aging about as well as a beach blanket bingo movie, isn't she? I mean, I let me stop. Let me stop. I don't want to go there, but yeah, okay, let's go there. Um, time marches on, and that's inevitable for all of us. And I guess all that wickedness from, you know, conspiring against the Sussexes has taken its toll. And you know, that's what happens. I guess this was what, 2 years ago that they were in Westminster Abbey. It's coming up to the 2 year anniversary. And this was the last time that they were all together. And unfortunately, it was the end of what could have been a great thing. But fortunately, here's where the fortunate part comes from: no half in, no half out. So, a missed opportunity it was, a missed opportunity and a misfortune turned into the Sussexes of today. So I have to say again to the royal family, thank you for not accepting a hybrid royal existence. Thank you for rejecting the half in, half out. And all I can say is, like the kids say, deuces. Oh man. So moving on, let's go there. Well, 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 if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Now, I can't tell you I'm an expert on any of this stuff, but this from last year, I agreed to this BBC interview because I felt the time was right to shine the light on what actually happened and insider knowledge of private investigation that helped me to assist Prince Harry's lawyers in the High Court hacking claim. And then, of course, Omid chimed in as explained to me by the couple of editors. Harry had become the new Diana, former private investigator, Gavin Burrows tells BBC of working for the news of the world, and a lot of voicemail hacking going on, surveillance work. They've got no morals, BBC, blah, 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 blah. And then you can see from March 7th of this year, paparazzi trial will definitely go ahead late 2023. Not just royals, Harry and Meghan, but thousands of celebrities who are also bringing claims. Now, I think that is very crucial because if there is an onslaught of people like a big class action suit literally going after the tabloid media, this could be a game changer because right now they operate, you know, without hesitation. They just operate under their own rules, under their own moral code, which means that there's no lie too big, there is no story too ridiculous that we can't use it as a headline, that we can't make a case against people. So essentially, I think that the tabloids are putting individuals, whether they're celebrities or whether they're just have notoriety because of whatever event, these people may find themselves on trial in the tabloid newspapers, and they have no recourse because of the implied freedom of speech that leaves them vulnerable against some very powerful institutions to the likes of which they really cannot fight these big media conglomerates, not by themselves, but with the help of some friends, lawyers. Hopefully, there will be enough, I guess, time in court, enough claims brought against these tabloids that if you, I mean, the only way you really can hurt someone nowadays without, doing the worst is to hit them in their pockets. Do you guys remember the movie Trading Places? And Eddie Murphy said the best way to hurt a rich man is to turn him into a poor man. That applied back in the 1980s, and that still applies today. Hit them in their pockets. Like, for instance, Lord Nappyhead. If you want to, you know, teach him a lesson, hit him in his pockets. Hit him in his pockets. Take away his S curl relaxer, take away his Jerry curl juice, and hit him in his pockets. And you'll be amazed at how all of a sudden those lions turn into lambs. Yeah, and they will become a daily fail. So yeah, I don't confess to know a whole lot about this, but um, news group back in High Court last week of March seemed to be losing argument, and this is from this year. Seemed to be losing argument. Regard stopping is that regards or no arguments are stopping. Okay, arguments are stopping all claims. It appears there are 3 more years of claims being brought. Then it's down to personal claimants to pay and fight solo. Thus, no chance of winning unless you can put up $40 million. So, if I'm understanding this, when he says personal claimants, does that mean this guy? Is that who they're speaking of? I'm just asking for a friend. So, is this saying that if the tabloid or so-called newspapers, if the claim is no longer about them, it's about an individual, are they saying that he needs to possibly come up with $40 million? I didn't fully understand that, but I'm hoping that that means that Hoghead, that big Hoghead Morgan, I hope that means that you beat me to it, Julia Rock. You beat me to it. Yes, Pig showed his rant across the stage, saying 1 year since he had to leave his job, blah, blah. Now giving his word of wisdom about Alex Baldwin. Yep. Oh, yeah. He's never too embarrassed that he won't trash someone else. But yeah, you beat me to it. I had Hoghead all queued up and ready to go. That hoghead Pierce Morgan. Okay, the claimants are the little people who don't have that kind of money. Got you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. So that means that the little people that they're going after are the ones that don't have that kind of money. Okay. When they lose their monies, well, I can't say that word, is next. They can't stand it. You're right about that. When rich people lose their money, they you remember back in 1929, they'd get a running start and go dive out the window. There are rumors that Charles is desperately trying to find a way to get the Sussexes to do part-time duties for the firm. The monarchy's ratings is bad and need the Sussexes badly. Will and Kate are duds. Little Bell, I'm going to say this. It would do the royal family a big favor if the Sussexes would step in. The Sussexes, since they left Narnia, the Sussexes have not had one single misstep. They have not had one single misstep. In every way possible, they have operated as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They have not embarked or engaged in any cheesy stunts like selling cheap merchandise and things like that. They have conducted themselves as a prince and princess of the realm. There's no embarrassment there. They didn't sell milk in China. They're not selling tea biscuits like the Duchess of York. They have acted in every way proper as his and her Royal Highness the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry, and Duchess Meghan. They have operated above board. So if Charles is considering, I'm hoping, begging them to come back and do something. I can understand why, because they haven't done anything wrong. That's the whole point. They haven't done anything wrong. Everything has been above board. So there's no way that they can be criticized with any type of honesty. That's something. Now the tabloid headlines say it, tell a different story, but they tried to say that the Duchess of Sussex was like after money and so greedy and she just wants attention and she's always going to be on the camera. She's going to go back to acting. And they thought that she would be on the talk show circuit going from one place to the other. Her appearances have been very rare. His appearances have been just slightly more than hers, while they're working full time and raising a family. So, yes, they would be great candidates to continue the royal duty. Now, whether or not they would want to do it at this point is another thing because there's nothing that they could do over there that they're not already doing here. Harry just wants to show his kids the UK. That's all he wants. But maybe they'll try to sweeten the deal in exchange for royal protection. Let's talk about it. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows exactly how they may try to table it just to get Harry and Meghan back over there. But there may be something to it. Maybe even just having the story is planted just to drag them, over there in some kind of way. You never know. But yeah, that's a possibility. Um, I don't really like it because I think they're doing just fine, but it may be brought up in a way to um, give them the royal protection that Harry wants for his family. So who knows what they're trying to negotiate behind the scenes. Let me see. It's groomed to be like his father. When they lose their money. Okay, I think I saw that. Let me go a little further. I watch and listen to you all the time. You're doing an amazing report about the global Queen Meghan Markle and King Harry. Thank you, Adam. Okay, throwing a in the works, a spanner in the works. Said to Oprah, Kate is a good person. Is Kate being bullied too? They say jump. She says how high. So Kate's afraid to conform. What do you think? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, Kate, the biggest pressure I think Kate has comes from the air hostess because so much has been invested into getting Kate to the position that she's in right now. And so, um, how much Kate really wants that position? Maybe she wants all of the privilege and the attention without having to do any real work. And maybe that's been like her Achilles heel all this time. I can't believe I just said Achilles heel like I know what that means. Anyway, okay, let me go further here. Pierce can report on trying to settle some cases privately was in Gavin's Twitter notice. Yes, yes. Do I have that? I thought I had that. Let me see if I have that about him trying to settle some cases privately. I saw that and maybe I forgot to throw the slide up there. So let me see if I have that. Let me see. Privately. Okay. Is that there at the bottom? Let me see. Yeah, I saw that about Pierce trying to he's been trying to settle, or it's alleged that he's been trying to settle some of these cases privately and discreetly because I'm sure there's a whole heap of them out there. Is this it? Oh, there it is. Pierce Morgan and we okay. Yeah, Pierce Morgan, and we can have this confirmed legally this week from a former Murdoch employee. Allegedly, Pierce signed to Murdoch's new. Oh no, this isn't about settling privately, but yeah. So 2 years ago, which proved he was looking for any opportunity to walk off Good Morning Britain, but Good Morning Britain were unaware of Murdoch's contract. Allegedly, ITV are free to sue him. Yeah, so I don't know if that's possible, but they said that this whole thing about Pierce Morgan, if I understand it, is that he did this as a stunt. He wanted off of Good Morning Britain and that he wanted a better deal someplace else. So that whole thing where he struts off the stage like, walking like Mr. Bentley, which, I'm so curious about this. Why does he have those little fat, clammy hands up? Why does he have his hands up in the air like he's pushing a tray? I never could figure that out. But he literally had his hands up, in his boxing position as he's pushing his way through. And I mean to tell you, when that fool ran off that stage, he set a new land speed record. he he set a new land speed record when it comes to exiting a studio. I have never seen anybody like leave a studio doing like Mach 10. I mean, look at how everything is a blur behind him. Papers flying and I don't have to take this. I don't have to take this. I'm not going to sit here and listen to this. And then he jumps out of his seat. He sets a new land speed record, exiting the studio. I've never seen anything like it. And as you guys know, every so often I talk about this because it fascinates me. I want to know what's going on. I mean, but this guy set a new land speed record, exiting that studio, only to find out that nobody's going to hire him over at ITV. Or hire him back or whatever. Nobody wants him. He's not welcome anymore. See ya. I mean, this stunt. And then he wanted his job back. This is the most athletic he's been since, probably since, I don't know, since Charles and Diana got married. This is like the most athletic thing he's done in years. Was when he set that new land speed record exiting that studio, only to find out that he just quit his job, which he lies and said he was fired, but it was probably a stunt. It was a stunt that backfired. And then if that wasn't enough, he got his good girlfriend, um, Sharon Osbourne, he got her fired or she quit. And that's the weird thing is that you have to put a big question mark. Was he fired or did he quit? Did he quit and they wouldn't hire him back? I don't know. All I know is that he left that studio in a sonic, like a big sonic boom, and then he was gone. Just like that, he vanished. And then the next day, he appears at his front door with his big hog head, at his front door, talking all that stuff about this ain't over. I got other jobs, and he's doing so well that he can't stop talking about the Duchess of Sussex. He just can't. We have unfinished business, as if hoghead. There's no unfinished business. The only unfinished business is you ain't got no business, so you keep bringing up the Duchess of Sussex, hoping to get noticed. That's a shame. He made so much money. He was able to monetize his contempt and hate and, dare I say, racehorses against the Duchess of Sussex, and now he needs her desperately. And so he implies that we have unfinished business. Oh, you're finished, all right, and you have no business. So very, very weird guy. Big hog head. Just big hog head. I mean, I saw him standing outside and he had his daughter with him. What is he teaching his daughter? Big hog head standing there laughing and yucking it up, knowing he has just thrown it away. Yep. In a unguarded moment, that bottom picture, that's the same day. That's when he was outside in front of his house. He was in front of his townhouse. He went from, being very contrite to somewhat serious, then laughing and jovial, and then disaster. The hog head was gone. He set a new land speed record and then he was gone. Dummy. That was stupid. How stupid can you be to storm at the height of your popularity? I mean, this guy was so stupid he couldn't even keep Larry King's old job. He's at the height of his popularity, making life miserable for the Duchess of Sussex. Just miserable. Every day was one attack after the other, bringing her into stuff had nothing to do with her. And then next thing you know, he pulls some stunt where he storms out the studio. And it wasn't that he didn't go back; they didn't want him back. I know that had to. I could have. I bet you could have bought his behind for a nickel when they told him that they're not taking him back. And then remember he had his wife. Remember he had his wife try to help him get his job back. His wife went on Good Morning Britain, right? And she tried to appeal to get his job back. Well, no doubt she's probably sick of having him around the house, just sick of him. Do you hear me? Sick of having him around the house. And so the only way that she could get him out the house so that he could stop going on and on and on about the Duchess of Sussex was to go to the studio. I mean, to crawl to Good Morning Britain or whatever show she was on and beg them to give her husband his job back. He has absolutely no dignity, none whatsoever. None. I mean, he is literally a pig, which is an insult to pigs to compare him to a pig, a sweet, nice animal like a pig. But yeah, hog head, stupid. Stupid, big dummy. How dumb can you be? Anyway, let me stop talking about him. Okay, so, members of the royal family will attend the annual Commonwealth Day service, which will celebrate the Queen's lifetime commitment to the Commonwealth at the Westminster Abbey on the 14th, March 14th, rather. Lord Bishop John Samutu will give an address. You know, they had to go find a brother, right? They had to make sure that somebody black was there. This is the season of people of color. They cannot find enough people of color to satisfy their appetite. Every time you turn around, they're around people of color. It's enough to make you go all the way to the Caribbean, isn't it? People of color, John Samutu, um, Lord Bishop, people of color, John Samutu, will give the address, and there will be music from what is that? Mika Paraso and music at the Westminster Abbey. Now, last time they had a royal event and there was music at the Abbey, there was a concert pianist in the family that we had no idea exists. And that, of course, was the Duchess of Cambridge, who somehow sat there quietly contemplating whether or not she will volunteer and get up and go and play the piano. Although that's what we were supposed to think, but truly it took several days, lots of coercion. They probably even had to call the air hostess and beg her to get her to do it. And so then she put on that same outfit because, we wouldn't notice the difference, right? She put on that same outfit and then went and sat there and cosplayed the Phantom of the Opera. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so let's move on from that. They will be there. We all know what happened at Westminster Abbey. I don't think they've been there for another Commonwealth Day since then, right? This was the last time the family was at the Commonwealth Day. I don't think there were any others per, the pandemic. So I think this will be like a first time gathering of everyone at the Westminster Abbey. Anyway, you know what? Let them have it. Let them have it. Don't worry about it, you guys. It is going to be a very dull occasion. The only way people are going to pay attention is if the Duke and Duchess of Sussex show up. Other than that, I don't know. There might be some sympathy for the Queen if the Queen shows up, but I want. Did that say that the Queen would be there? I don't recall. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Queen is going to go to that event. So it'll just be the co-conspirators. It'll just be the co-conspirators minus the Queen. The usual suspects minus the Queen. Okay, let me see some of your comments here. I have been going on and on. They are trying too hard to be around people of color because, excuse my language, they effed up with Meghan. Yeah, true. They so effed up. Well, are not. Yeah, they are not a racehorse family. Tour heads to Caribbean. Okay, they are not a racehorse family. Tour heads to the Caribbean. If only there could be a storm. So, Sonny, please remind me not to get on your bad side. I don't ever want to be at odds with you. The firm is doing what I felt they could do. I call it emotional blackmail, and Harry and Meghan need to watch every step when they are in their presence. Teresa, you said a mouthful right there. They need to be very careful because, as they say, the devil is in the details. And look at that demon right there, sitting next to the Duchess of Cambridge. Well, actually, which demon, right? Because they all pretty shady. But yeah, the devil is in the detail. All right, 763 people. Welcome to the live chat. As you can see, you can't keep me down recovering from my oral surgery. I am sitting up here talking with a mouth that tastes like a skid mark, but I'm here. I'm here. As a matter of fact, let me take a sip of water, you guys, because my mouth tastes awful. Okay, I'm back. Oh boy, that's better. Yuck. All right. Why is she keep wearing those maxi dress and coats? Now, Yvonne, I'm not sure who you're speaking of about the maxi dress and coat. Now, when you say maxi coat or maxi dress, the first thing I think of is Edward. Edward. I always think Edward when I hear maxi coat. So I'm going to assume you're talking about the Duchess of Cambridge, but if there's any possibility, that you're speaking about, Edward, then so be it. I mean, he's proud, he's loud, he's in your face. Get used to it. He's not going back. He's not going back. So just a little flirtatious, showing a little leg. you know, he's proud. And we should be proud of him because he's proud, right? He's out there, literally. And he has a partner that is like minded, someone who understands him. Um, so I'm happy for them. Live and let live. Que sera, sera. uh, okay, let me see. Their diversities are that they appointed have left the job, could work with KP and the rest of the Unroyal family. Oh, you said couldn't work with them. He only lasted 8 months. I wonder why. Well, let's explore that, shall we? Why is it that they couldn't last that long? Well, let me see. Given the usual demographics of any given royal household, it's pretty self explanatory. So it'd be like me going to work at the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. I probably would stick out a bit. I'm not speaking of the real choir, but that's my nickname for them because this reminds me of one of those old images of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir from the 70s, where you would never see any people of color. And since the Kensington Palace never seems to change, they seem to be mired in the past. I have nicknamed them the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Now, you do see one person of color back there, and that's the driver who was invited to come in at the very last minute to take this photo, and then he was quickly excused. And they probably said, I hope he didn't steal anything. Keep an eye on him. After all, he's not one of us. I'm just making that up. I'm just being shady. I'm sure that didn't happen. Okay, so let me go to another comment. Robin Rogers. We laugh, but the level of hypocrisy is sad. Edward never completed basic training while thousands died, yet he wears military garb and medals. Yes, he wears it. He wears it. I mean, anytime I see him doing his official royal duty, dressed up and cosplaying like he's actually been in service. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find. I have something that I found today, and I almost added it to the slides, and I changed my mind, but I think I will grab it right now. Okay. Oh, this is so cool using two computers. I love this. Everything goes much faster. Okay. See, my notebook is much faster, so when I need to find something, it is there. The other one needs too much warm up. Okay, so let's do this. Wessex. Okay, there's this one. Now, this one is like the most preposterous of them all. I mean, you know, it's one thing that you're going to wear the stuff, but see, I have this theory that Edward, not Edwina, Edward. I have this idea that there is a lot of Velcro in that outfit. And when he's not up on the balcony cosplaying, it breaks away for later on when he's entertaining wherever. But I mean, I look at how oversized it is. It makes his head look like a peanut. It is so oversized. It's probably not his, but I've never even seen that color before. He's wearing like a mauve. Who has a mauve uniform in all of the British military? Is that an actual uniform color? No, because he does things his own way. He's very individual, very flamboyant, dare I say. So this color that does not even exist in nature exists for him. I mean, he's literally wearing some type of dusty rose fuchsia like jacket. Um, that no one else in all of the British military is wearing. How did he do that? He probably works with his own designers. He probably has his own like stylist who somehow has put this outfit together for him. You know, three snaps, you are going to turn it, is probably what they said to him. They probably said, you are going to turn the party, Edward. So, yes, wear this. And, you know, it has a breakaway mechanism. So if you need to change into another costume, you can get out of it. Let me stop. I can't believe I'm having this conversation, but yeah, I see what you mean. He is the cosplay king, and he has a lot of medals that he hasn't earned. He spent, I think they said it was 2 weeks. There was 2 weeks that he spent in service, like in training rather, and then he decided that he wanted out of it and he left because anybody can just do that. You just quit. But yet there he is up there with all of the bells and whistles, ready to work, or at least pretend like he's working. Okay, so there's another. Let me find this one for you. Again, I wanted to share this, but oh, I hope I didn't get rid of it. Maybe I have. It was like a photo with like several of them in uniform, and I don't have it. Sorry about that, you guys. Oh well. Uh, well, let me find that other one with Edwina. Nope, Wessex. Wessex. Okay, so there's that one. And okay, Prince Edward. Okay, sorry, hit it for myself. Oh, thank you so much, Nafessa. Thank you. Let me highlight you right there. Ah, Nafisa. Okay, that's it. Nafisa Shabazz has given me a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. And welcome to Royal Sussex Live. And thank you for joining us in the live chat. And happy Wednesday to you. Okay, let's go on. So I'm going to take Weena away for now. And okay, we were here. And then there's this. Kate and William speak of their frustration on Ukraine. We feel useless. Now, when I saw that headline, Kate and William feel useless, I said, okay, remember y'all said that. I didn't say it. Nobody else in the Sussex squad said it. They said it about themselves. They said what most of us have been thinking for a long time. Kate and William feel useless. Yeah. Yes, finally. Finally. You better name it. You feel useless. Well, they feel useless about Ukraine, but I was thinking useless in general. But okay, if you want to say it's just for Ukraine, fine. But I was thinking in general, I mean, it's like when you hear them say something like that, so many things is conjured up in your mind. They feel useless. Yes, yes. And what else is new? Okay. Now, that being said, let me get to this. This is somewhat triggering, I understand. So I'm using the smallest photos possible to tell the story. I mentioned earlier that the tabloids have a sense of desperation. The royal family, they're very desperate because there are too many positive headlines coming out about the Sussexes. And so, acting out of desperation, they conjure up lack of respect, U.S. fury over Prince Harry shows face at American event. That headline is for people who want to hate the Sussexes. That headline is meant to add this negative vibe about the Sussexes. It's a very subtle form of brainwashing. A lack of respect and fear. Um, because the Duchess has been an animal rights activist or an advocate, one or the other. I would say advocate, not activist, but advocate. The Duchess of Sussex, at one time, they even tried to say that she was a vegan, which was a lie. They met, I'm sorry, the proposal of marriage came over a roasted chicken. If anything, the Duchess of Sussex is a flexitarian. She's not a vegan. She's not a vegetarian. She mostly eats a meat free diet during the week. And then on the weekends, then that's when the meat comes out. There's a lot of people who do the exact same thing, and they are not disrespected by a headline like this. So, the other headline, we don't care. Prince Harry mocked as Americans didn't even recognize the Duke at the U.S. event. Um, he wasn't trying to be recognized. That photo was quite random. This is why I asked a question the other day. Mo Shannon, I asked her, I said, I wonder why there aren't more photos of Harry at the event. And she responded by saying, I don't know, but I'm glad there isn't. And I'm like, yeah, that is a good thing that there are not any more of the photos out there. But I was just curious because there was a lack of photos. Well, the thing is, Harry did not go to this event to be drawn out and the center of attention. So if it is true that a lot of people did not recognize him, so what? If it isn't true, which in the photo here, it is quite obvious that Harry is holding court. Harry is holding court. There are people who are glad to see him. And I would say, studying this photo, yes, there's a 50-50 chance that anybody recognized him. But whether they did or whether they didn't, Harry was not going there for a photo op. He was going there as a typical American citizen. Okay? He's just a typical American. That's all he's just hanging out. He's just being there. He's not asking for attention. Do you see like an entourage around him? Do you even see security? Harry's just there. And he wasn't trying to blend in and I guess make a mockery of the occasion by going out and buying a Stetson. He didn't go buy a Stetson. He's wearing his hat. And from what we know, that hat is probably almost as probably maybe 10, 20 years old. He's had this hat for a while. So he's not pretending to be anything that he isn't. He's just there. And that was that. And that is why you don't find any more photos. So that is why these articles are just totally designed to bash the Sussexes. And that they implied that Harry was disrespecting the Duchess of Sussex because she's anti-animal cruelty. Well, I'm sure a lot of people think that Meghan is anti a lot of things that she's never even mentioned. That's what's so. Let me see here. That is a Photoshop photo. He is not making eye contact with those people. He's wearing a guest badge. That person was instructed to remove the photo from Instagram. Okay, okay. And that does explain a lot. Let's go back and take a look at the photo. That does explain a lot. He's not making eye contact with those people. And when I saw him looking away, when I saw the way he's looking away, it just seemed to me as though that there may have been someone else there or whatever. But okay, that's even better, Robin Rogers. again, it explains why there aren't more photos out there. And that was the one thing that was kind of stuck in my craw. I'm like, if he's there, how come there's not more photos? That was and not that I wanted there to be more photos, but I was just curious, how come there are not any more photos? So Robin Rogers, that makes a lot of sense. And I have seen somewhere where they said that the person who posted the photo removed it from the Instagram. So that would explain a lot. Yep, that would explain a lot. Harry had security there in Texas, but he was not there for a photo op. The lady who is the SEC of the is at the of the event stated in website. Okay, so was he there? Was he not there? Again, I'm saying there wasn't a lot of photos, right? And yes, I saw somewhere where they said that the original photo was removed from the Instagram. So I don't know. I don't know. But either way, if this photo is authentic, if this photo is authentic, Harry is not there seeking attention, right? He's just there. Harry was just hanging out. The British tabloids need to understand Americans don't genuflect when we show respect for celebrities by treating them and their privacy with respect we want. Yeah. So Teresa Wiseman, you are quite wise. You are quite wise. Let me see. The tabloids are angry because he was at a rodeo and they did not know he was going. To this day, no one knows why, especially the rags in Britain. Again, I'm going to say this. There are no other photos. There are no other photos. So I'm going to say yes to there's a chance that a lot of people did not recognize him. I'm going to say no, he wasn't there to try to get attention. And I'm going to say yes to possibly what if this is a Photoshop? I don't know. I can understand why it looks like one because he's not looking directly at the people in the photo. But again, I'm going to say cheers to Harry. If this is a real and authentic photo, which I couldn't imagine all of those news agencies would have run the photo if it was a fake. But if it is a real and authentic photo, I'm going to say Harry is not showboating. He's wearing a hat that he's owned forever, which just goes to show that Harry is not placating to the masses. Was that grammatically correct? Help me out. uh, maybe that Novocaine was too close to my brain matter. Okay, let me show you the real Harry. While we're on the subject, let me show you the real Harry. When they try to let me see. This one right here. Going to share this with you. If anything speaks of how humble Harry is, do y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? Harry was at a wedding with a hole in his shoe. Y'all remember that? He showed up at a wedding with the sole of his shoe worn away. This is someone whose sense of duty and purpose has been solidified over time and out of respect for his grandmother. And so he saw no need to run out and have those shoes. I mean, who's looking at the bottom of my shoe is probably what he was thinking. This is not a man that is into like building wealth for the sake of it. He's not a greedy person. This is like one of my favorite photos of Prince Harry because it really speaks to the humble person that he is. And that's why I love this photo so much because there's nothing fussy about Harry. Even though the tabloids try to imply that Harry is, just out there for the money and the attention and such, both of the Sussexes are more than satisfied to work behind the scenes and let other people shine. And in spite of all the attempts to paint them with this brush of, I'm sorry, this to paint them with this broad brush of negativity, it's just not going to stick in the long run. It's gestures like this that the squatties are going to remind people, and we're going to throw those receipts out there. So when people try to say that, he's only in it for this or only in it for that, nothing could be further from the truth. First and foremost, the Sussexes are showing that service is universal. They are there to serve. They're going to grow their family. They're going to build their wealth for the security of their family, and they are going to serve. And that's why they deserve our support and just about everybody else's. That's why they deserve our support. That's why we have to defend them. That's why we have to call out the tabloids when they try to make up stuff like this just so that people have a negative feeling about the Sussexes. That's all this is about. That he was made a mockery of. Really? Harry's not made a mockery of any place. Harry is always swarmed by people wanting to get to know him. That's how he's always been. And these cheap tabloid rags, they're not going to change that. And we're not going to let them change it. Yep, we're just not going to let them change it. Harry is always going to be himself, hole in his shoe or not. That's our Prince Harry. So good luck with that, tabloids, because you'll definitely need it. But we got you. Okay, Harry, let me get rid of this crap off the screen. That just, I was outraged by that. That's why I wanted to share it with you guys, just to show you guys the agenda that they're on, because they're jealous. They're jealous because the Sussexes, without little or no effort, the Sussexes are just the most influential couple in the world right now. And that's all to it. They are the personification of influence, right? Okay. Harry's visit was mentioned in the Fort Worth newspaper. The next day of the event, again, Harry did not go for a photo op. He may have been there on business and went to the event for fun. That's it, and that's all. That's it, and that's all. It's going to get spun a million different ways, but that is probably the most honest assessment of that photo, is that Harry was just there to enjoy the event. And yes, I could believe a lot of people didn't even know who he was. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe some, maybe most, maybe none of them. Who knows? But he was there. And he has a lot of charisma, and people gravitate toward him. Plain and simple, people gravitate toward him, and that's just how he's always been. And that makes some people in that family so jealous, because they don't have that. They don't have that, and they never will. They're about as disingenuous and heartless as possible. And I'm not even going to ever take that back. That is one heartless individual who referred to his mother as paranoid and delusional. Okay, next one. Anastasia Isabella, how are you today? Anastasia is one of the mod squad. Here is a guy who takes his shoe to the cobbler. Those were the good old days, right? Going to the shoe cobbler. Yep, the cobblers would literally take the shoe apart, put it back together. That was back in the days when we fixed the toaster instead of going to buy a new one. Okay, Better Up recently entered a contract with the Air Force, which is based in Dallas. Aha! Robin Rogers, that's a good one. That's a good reason to be there. This visit to the rodeo may have been a job like the Super Bowl. Okay. Let's see. Strangely, the ITV boss is a woman, so she felt secretly threatened by another woman she keeps degrading. That okay. Oh, you mean in reference of Pierce Morgan? Yes, the ITV boss is a lady, and she was the one who made the final call that he's not getting his job back. So, Thrive with Harry and Meghan is here. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I really love what you're doing on your channel, and I just wanted to show some encouragement and support because one thing, if you guys ever wonder um, what makes me like reach out and support other channels, is because when you see someone in the squad doing all that hard work and you don't see enough people are actually watching the channel, for me that's very frustrating. So it's just like anything I could do to throw some support behind the other channels, I'm always glad to do that, because um on those days, like for instance, when there's nobody else on and you may want to have an update or maybe want to be in a chat with some friendly, like-minded people in a safe space, it helps to have other channels where you can share your thoughts. So cheers to Thrive with Harry and Meghan, and also with who else was on here today? um YouTube Pure something. I can never remember that title. It's kind of long, but they were on here earlier too. So again, thank you, Thrive with Harry and Meghan, for the hard work that you're doing, and thank you for adding yet another voice to the community. Okay. The trolls come here because we have so much fun, and they cannot understand why. Exactly, Lynn. Exactly. Because the trolls wake up to hate. We have, deep down in our core, we have joy in our spirit. Why? Because we got Harry and Meghan. What they have is something that is outdated, very futile and useless. That's the model that they use for their day-to-day lives. But we're, by embracing the Sussexes, I feel like we are embracing the future. So that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. Let me see. If you're going to visit Texas during rodeo time, why not go to one? When you're in Texas, you are in Texas. It's a great feeling, and it doesn't matter who you are. Absolutely, Marshar. I went to Dallas for the second time a couple years ago. I got a good deal on the ticket, and I just took off and went. And I stayed at a hostel of all places in Texas. They do have hostels there, and I had such a good time. I was only there for a couple of days, but I had such a good time. So, being a Yankee, of course, I feel a little intimidated by going down to Texas, but I went and I had a good time, and everybody was super, super nice. So, I'm going to send a shout out to Texas today. Let me see. Yeah, absolutely, Roseanne. Absolutely. Okay. Godchild says the younger generation love Harry and Meghan. Many of us stopped buying these rags except seniors. Seniors are avid royalists who accept Meghan because, I'm sorry, except Meghan, the Queen did. Okay, except, uh, okay, the Queen did. I'm not sure what the regret seniors. So they can hate them. Okay. I think I got that right. But yeah, older people, especially in the Commonwealth, older people still embrace the royal family like they would have 50 years ago. And that's okay. That's your prerogative if you still want to support that institution. But the younger people see things differently. The young people see an institution which held and embraced a different system from a different time. Um, and so that's why the younger people are not able to identify with that very feudal landlord, entitled system of aristocracy. The young people are just not buying it. The young people don't want it. The young people do not embrace it. There are far more people who believe that there should be an elected head of state in the United Kingdom than those who would rather have or should I say, rather go on being subjects of the queen or king or whomever. So times they are a changing, and in the future, that old system is going to disappear. I know a lot of people think that it's going to last forever, but it's just not possible. Everything changes. Everything is subject to change. The Romans didn't think that they would collapse either. So, if past is prologue, or if history is any indication, that system shall collapse from its own weight. I believe I just saw Miss VSN is here. Welcome, Miss VSN. Okay. Maybe we can ship them both off somewhere. Do like Ted Cruz, run away to Cancun when there's like a storm in Texas. Yeah, just do like Ted Cruz. Take you and your family out of it because you're rich and privileged, and let the rest of the peasants suffer. Ted Cruz would be a great aristocrat. He would. He'd make a great aristocrat. How can he be mocked if people didn't recognize him? This is just BS, tabloid media, and royal rodents. Lily Bell, that's exactly what it is. That headline was supposed to incite negative feelings about the Sussexes. Yeah, that's why we have to call it out. We have to shout them down. It was designed to incite negative feelings about the Sussexes. That's it. Because Harry and Meghan have been getting some incredibly positive headlines, and they can't take it. They don't like the idea that the Sussexes are able to draw so much attention because of the good that they're doing, so they will use bad to try to offset that good. That's not going to work. Okay. Maddie Rambo, why are we busting our brains to know what Harry was doing in Texas? If there was anything that we are supposed to know, he would tell us. Right? Right? Isn't that what the Sussexes said? Um, if you don't hear it from us, if you don't hear it from us, you're absolutely right about that. You are absolutely right. I am not going to disagree with you in any way. I say that he wasn't there to be noticed. He was just there. And that explains why there's that one lone photo of him. He didn't want to be noticed. He was just there like any other citizen. You know what, dear? I am impatiently looking forward to seeing the Invictus Games with the Sussexes soon. Bless you, dude. Honestly, lover, I can't believe I'm saying it. Honestly, lover, we're all looking forward. We're all looking forward to the Invictus Games. I'm telling you, the Invictus Games is going to be quite the moment. Now, given the geopolitical situation in the world, let's all pray. Let's all pray first and foremost that all of this carnage ends in, in Ukraine and any place else in the world. And yes, there's a possibility that given the way the world is going right now, you can't really know what the future holds, but this gives us something to look forward to. So let's pray that the Invictus game goes off without a hitch, because it's not even so much about us, it's about the athletes who have waited patiently due to the pandemic to actually get their opportunity to compete. And so let's keep the attention on the athletes, and then the rest of the attention we can spread around amongst ourselves and others. But yeah, the focus needs to be on the athletes because they have waited patiently. Duchess Meghan was going around to learn about country, Harry's country, and Harry may be what he's doing. So yeah, as you know, the Duke of Sussex, the future Duke of Sussex at the time, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle went around the UK to all the realms. They went to Edinburgh. They went to Cardiff, Wales. They went to quite a few places, right? I remember that. And so Harry was introducing his future wife to the nation. And so perhaps Harry is taking this opportunity as a, I guess, as a royal, but not a active working royal in Narnia, but he stepped back from duty. So he's kind of free to explore without all the protocols and such. So he's taken this opportunity to see America without all of the diplomatic implications. Does that sound about right? I like that one. Let me see, Adrian Burrow. I am in my 50s. When I say seniors, I mean those in their 80s and above. Many are not on computers and obtain their information from the rags and believe everything they say. God's child, I kind of thought that's what you meant. I didn't think you meant anything else but that, but just, some people that may not be tech savvy, and there are a lot of people that are, as you say, in their 80s, more so than ever in history, I would imagine, that still look to the rags for information. And when they see blaring headlines like the ones that I mentioned, you know, how could they possibly sort that out? I mean, they've trusted these papers in the past. Um, Surely they couldn't have anything nefarious going on, but of course we know they do. Okay. The press, the UK press, so folks are programmed to either hate or love, no in between, crazy. They hate our faves, are winning and thriving, of course. They are thriving. So, yeah, that's where the hostility comes from, is because they have no control. And there are no leaks in Montecito. Are no leaks in Montecito. You do not have an active campaign from one of the royal households to undermine the Sussexes in Montecito. That's not happening in Montecito. Those campaigns are taking place, 5,000 miles away? So they really don't have anything to use against them in their hometown. So they have to import the hate, export it, if you will. Okay. Let me see. Okay, you guys, I think I think we're just about done here. 755 people. Let me take another look at my slides and make sure I have gone through everything I was looking for. I love this one. This is one of the thumbnails I made. Executive producer, HRH, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, the me you can't see. I was so proud of him. I'm like super proud of him. Uh, Rosalind Gatewood, you say? I'm sorry, Rosalind. Harry is free now. He can visit with all the normal buildup from the press announcing his visits. And don't forget the press leaking. Also, without Meghan, he can go just about anywhere. Yeah, I mean, it's like if he's by himself, he can be more anonymous, right? And he can see things without trying to peer through that prism of pomp and circumstance and a bunch of, excuse me, unnecessary attention. Harry can just go about as an individual and get a chance to see the country. I think if that's what's going on, I think that's a brilliant thing. And I hope that he can do those things anonymously without a lot of unnecessary attention. Let me see. I'm going to see. You want to hear these senior royals yell on radio calling shows LBC of many xenophobic rages. Okay. And let me see. Harry now knows what true freedom feels like. He can see why it's so important to Americans. Absolutely. Amen. And it took a woman who is a descendant of slaves to show him. Meghan showed him what freedom is like. Oh, that's beautiful, Marshar. That is absolutely beautiful. I like the way you worded that. Okay. This is not the first time Harry has been in the U.S., and nobody is in a fury about the washed up British media besides the royal people. Yeah, washed up and hopefully pretty soon washed out. Let's hope they wash out pretty soon. I hope they are purged of all their money because of the lawsuits. I'm so glad they are really thriving in the USA. God bless them. Iris, thank you for saying that. I feel the exact same way. They are thriving. Okay, but likely following what they programmed. Okay. And Julia Rock, you say, I have a novel idea. Let them love their lives and not bash them. So happy they can show up anywhere without pomp and ceremony. Just brilliant. It is. Uh, they are going to thrive uncontrollably and unbreakably in many, many years to come because they have that potential and the seed of greatness to achieve that, God willing. Honestly, lover, that is very, very poignant. Thank you. Don't know if they've washed out, but they're definitely played out. You better say it, Mo Shannon. The tabloids are played out. The Jerry curl juice and the S curl is totally played out. So Lord Nappyhead days of reigning over his media empire may be coming to a close someday. I hope so. Yep, Lord Nappyhead, you are on notice. There are going to be people coming at you and the other tabloids with lawsuits, I hope. And I hope they sue every penny you got. Okay. Okay. So Church Nelly says, have a great Wednesday, everyone. Happy hump day to all. Smooches. Thank you, Church Nelly. Okay, so it is that time when we give our regards to our faves. And that, of course, is the Queen of Everything, Doria, and our Queen of Hearts, Diana. We give them our highest regards and send our love because of everything that they've done to make the Sussexes possible. Yeah, we really owe it to the moms. Okay. So looks like Thrive with Harry and Meghan is premiering soon. So I'm going to leave on time. Let me see. And I guess we're gonna ginger adventure ourselves out of here. Anyway, you guys, thanks for all the well wishes. I'm feeling so much better. Again, my mouth tastes like a skid mark. My mouth tastes like, you know how a beaver seems to drag their tail across the floor of the forest? That's what my mouth tastes like. My mouth tastes like a car has just peeled off and smoke was coming off the tires. And it seems like I got on the ground and licked that skid mark. And that's what my mouth tastes like right now. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go on about it, but my mouth tastes awful. But the oral surgery was a success. There was a minimum amount of bleeding. And thank you guys for praying for me because I think that is the reason why everything went off without a hitch. So with that, I'm going to find some last word of the day. Absolutely beautiful family. Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lily, and of course, Miss Doria. I like that. Let me see. Thank you again for a wonderful time and safe space away from the media attacking Harry and Meghan. Love you to bits. Have a blessed evening, Baron and everyone. Well, God's child, usually I don't like to end with a compliment for myself because I am so humble, but I'm going to accept today. I am definitely going to accept, and I thank you for that. And I thank you on behalf of all the rest of the squaddies for saying that about a safe space and a wonderful time because it is a group effort. It's not just one person. Thank you, moderators, for helping to make this the safe space that it is. Love you all, and we are going to gender avenger ourselves out of here. Don't forget, Thrive with Harry and Meghan is coming up. And I am going to go and lay back down for a while so I can recover. Thanks, everyone.